deal with airplane peanuts.
From their first podcast together in 2021.
Thank you for coming today.
Hey, thanks for having me. This is an honor. I'm a fan.
Yeah, well, me too. And I'm so glad Bert's gone.
To their most recent episode together in 2025.
Oh, nice fart, man.
I was sitting on that one for a minute.
You ever had farts go wrong?
Yes.
And all their other podcast appearances in between. This video contains all of the funniest moments between Tom Segura and Mark Normand, starting off with Kevin Hart spending a little time at your mom's house.
Thank you for coming in.
Thank you, Kevin.
And you
Thank
guys, tons and tons of hate, and we'll be right back.
Yes, give me all the hate. So funny.
All right, we're back, and you can get tickets to see the You Don't Say tour right now at marknormancomedy.com. It's Mark Normand, everybody. He's back.
Oh. Hey, good to be here. Can I say it's an honor to follow Kim Jong-un or whoever you had in here. That was incredible. That woman is so cute. I just want to zerbert her.
And very strong. Yeah. Actually, I put my hand on her back to take the photo, and she works out.
I can see that.
It's not a lie.
Sturdy
lady. We worked out this morning. That was the whole thing.
Oh, you and her?
We worked out this morning. Yeah.
Wow, I just picture her flipping that big tire over.
Nadav is actually training to do the New York City Marathon in November. Yes.
Get out of here.
Yeah.
You're going to die.
That's what people tell me.
He's like a Jewier Seth Rogen. When you guys were doing the whole gluten bashing, he was real quiet. I noticed that fucking ginger heeb.
Yeah. Big ol' native has, that's what we call him sometimes.
Okay.
Big ol' native. He was, found out that he was dealing with the fact he's trans.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, he's anti-trans. He's anti-trans.
Anti-transitional lenses.
Anti-transitional
lenses.
So he doesn't like when I wear transition glasses. And so I'm trying to make it a thing that people would just say he's anti-trans.
God,
anti-transitional lenses.
Right, but I'm saying I hate the whole, like, why spell it out? You can just get to it quicker.
I was drinking a Bud Light earlier. He slapped it out of my hand.
Yeah.
That's how he rolls.
That's how he is. Him and Kid Rock, I'm not. They're just like this. Yeah, you killed a gay guy once. So anyway.
Can I say about you, you're one of the rare cases, like usually you watch a guy's 15-year-old set and you're like, man, you were so young and thin. You looked like hell back then, and you look great now.
Thanks, man.
You went the other way.
The other way, yeah.
Yeah, you were like a big guy with the weird facial hair.
It's the only advantage to like not giving a about yourself when you're young. It's like I also see friends from high school and like they look like shit now.
Yes.
Right? And then I look better than I did in high school.
Exactly.
And they're like, "Oh, what happened?" I'm like, "I don't know. That's when you neglect yourself when you're young.
Yeah.
You can improve later in life."
I look at sometimes because I'm a big stand-up nerd. I watch everything.
Yeah.
So I watch your old stuff and I'm like, you can just look at you and go, he'll never make it.
Yeah.
He's so unappealing looking that he's like you looked like a guy who liked wings and tits. That was like your look. Yeah. You know, it kind of had a Vegas-y. There was a shiny shirt involved, and your hair was pointy down.
Yeah, and you're like, this guy's a fucking mess.
Yeah,
dude.
like you're like, I would never hang out with this guy. He's going nowhere. You look like you had flames on your car.
Probably.
You know?
Let's see. There's some.
Give me a real on stage, like a real.
That's pretty bad.
Oh, that's rough.
That's bad.
There, look at the gold chain, the chest hair. I mean, this guy works at a place called Diamonds.
Yeah,
and it's a strip club.
It shouldn't happen.
On the
Keep
outskirts
scrolling.
of
Let's see
town.
what else we got here.
There's a guy. Come on.
You think I like to tell? I'm holding the mic just like him. I'm like,
And then look at that one on Conan. You're like this distinguished dude with the suit and the gray. You look cool as shit. Like that looks like a guy who sells a badass tequila.
Yeah, that is the guy who sells tequila.
Fat liberation celebration, y'all. We will be celebrating fat liberation, body acceptance, and the power of being in fat community. With over 60 hours of programming spanning from policy, legislation, healthcare, community, and visual arts, plus a ton more, this is sure to be something you don't want to miss.
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If you do miss it, it's okay because you'll not be alive next year when year 2 comes around.
And no one is missing this.
Yeah.
We're going to see her coming. You feel a ripple in your water cup. T-Rex.
Oh, my God. What's happening?
Well, and it's in Seattle. That's a good place.
90
hours
We're
of
going to
program.
talk about
Talk about hot dog stands. That's all they should have there.
This is insane. This is completely insane behavior.
Bad news.
Yeah.
Just a lot of what's the first thing at FatCon? So when's the last time you saw your genitalia? For me, it's been about 20 years.
Normalizing being like 350 or whatever, and like it's like I know these goddamn door frames They're so small. It's like, no, they're not.
No,
you
they're
need to
not.
Get your shit together, man.
Yeah. Well, the winner here is the caterer.
Definitely.
He's like, we are going to make all our year's income on this fat con.
You got to pick a lady. Oh, you have a lady.
I got a hot lady at home, and she's got ample bosom to feed.
How long you guys been together?
5 years.
Oh, that's a good long while.
Oh, is it?
I mean, yeah, 5 years is a good. That's not like.
Don't say that now. She's like, I told you.
No,
faggot."
no. I mean, like that's a real relationship. I'm saying.
Yes. It's
It's
a real
not like
relationship.
5 months or
No,
something.
no, for sure.
5 years is a real thing.
And I'm pushing 40 here, Fatty. So it's getting down to the wire.
Get her on it, man.
Yeah, and she's ready.
She's ready.
Yeah.
Dump your clip and just see what happens, man.
Isn't it weird that anybody would procreate with us?
I know.
It's mind-boggling. I mean, you're at least successful and somewhat normal. You seem normal for a comedian, I must say.
Yeah, I mean,
you'll probably strangle a dog in an alleyway at some point, but you seem well-adjusted.
yeah,
Oh, shit, am I missing something?
No.
Did you run over a kid last week? And
So wait, are you loving being a dad? Is this like a fun?
I'm loving it now. The first 2 months are pretty brutal. It's just keep this thing alive. You're on no sleep. You're not getting laid. So now it's great.
Yeah, but are you gonna do more? You think?
I think I'm going to do one more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Two is great.
Yeah, I'd like to have one that's not downs.
Yeah.
So that would be helpful. But, yeah, 2's fun. And you got the good ages. You're right in that gooey, fun kid phase.
They are very fun.
So what are you doing? You shielding the porn and shielding the Twitter and all that?
You know, it's funny. Like they definitely don't have access to that, but they'll still come home and say wild shit. Because
Really?
Yeah, because it's because of other kids in school. So like,
But that's not new.
no,
We were doing
We were
that.
doing the same thing. Like the latest one, which made me laugh so hard, is they go, "What can I say except that I'm gay?" I was like, "Have you been hanging out with Mark?" Like,
I think that's a new Carmichael special.
They say all kinds of crazy shit, slang,
Yeah.
you know, things where you're like, oh, you know, yeah, you think Elon Musk has, and like, how do you even know who that is? And they're like, everyone knows him, and you're like, oh, yeah, I guess.
It seems inevitable now because, like, we had, oh, look at this porno mag or whatever. Now it's like, look at 2 Girls, 1 Cup. I mean, you can just pull out an iPad and show people, like, a guy's head getting cut off. It's crazy. We had to pass around a tape or something.
Thank God they still have, like, zero interest right now.
Yeah.
In girls. Like, so I like to go, like, do you have a girlfriend? And they're like, F you. They get mad at the suggestion of a girl.
Right.
Like,
It's
oh,
just
okay. They're
like
still like
an angry gay guy.
yeah, yeah.
Are there any cities or clubs never again?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
here we go. Wuhan. What are we thinking?
I don't want to go to Erie.
Oh, I died in Erie.
That's a clean room, isn't it?
Last
It
laugh.
was
They want you to be clean.
Jokers. Juniors.
Juniors, last laugh.
Yeah.
That was it. I did it once, and the guy was like, you got to be clean. I'm talking squeaky, and he hosted. He went up, and he was like, so I was f***ing my son in the ass. What the hell?
Yeah.
He didn't have to be clean.
That guy was there. It was because of they sold it though, so it's not the same owners now.
Okay.
So that clean thing came from this woman who bought the club, and her husband would work the bar, and he would like pull you aside. You got to be clean. You're like, you guys have said this like 8 times, man.
Yeah.
And then I remember I did a set where I worked clean. I did a clean 45 or whatever it was then. And then when I got off stage, the lady goes, "Did you say penis?"
Oh, come on.
I go, what? She goes, one of the servers said that you said penis. I go, isn't that the proper way to describe the anatomy? And she was like, I guess, like that. And I was
Wow, I guess. What a coos.
like, I mean, it was just a nightmare. And then
What a penis.
I asked them, I go, has anyone ever like said they're going to work clean and then just goes? And they were like, yes.
I've seen that a lot.
And they go, it was JB Smoove.
Ah.
So he said that he was like, yeah, all right. And then he goes, all right, you ever know like a motherfucker? And he just starts like motherfucker.
Yeah.
And he said he gets off stage. The guy goes, what are you doing? And he goes, what? He goes, you said motherfucker like 1,000 times. And he goes, man, you can't put handcuffs on me, man. He's like, we just had this. He goes, so they fired. They go, you got to go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I opened for him once at Caroline's.
She
I don't know.
Obsessed.
I don't know if I've laughed that hard in my life, but he was sweating so much. He did a whole bit about fucking a girl, doggy style. And first of all, he comes out to ba ba da ba da ba da, you know, and it's all Jews, all like New York Jews who love Curb. 12 minutes in, they just start walking out because they're like, "What the f
is this?
Yeah.
You know, it was so filthy, and I was loving it.
Well, it's not like Leon is a squeaky clean character on Curb, though.
No.
But they're with
the hell are
their
they?
aunts and uncles. I don't know. You just saw a bunch of yarmulkes filing out. It was great.
How old's your baby now?
He's 38.
He's
no, no, he's 4.5 months.
Oh, you have a little baby.
Oh, he's a big sack of jizz, and it's finally getting good. Like, he's laughing, he's smiling, he's racist.
Yeah.
No, so he's fun now.
Yeah, that's the best, dude.
Yeah, sleeping through the night and everything. Once that
At
happened,
4 months?
Oh yeah,
That's awesome, man.
yeah. We hit him with a dream feed. You know about the dream feed?
Dream feed. Oh,
That's where you call it, where you feed them at like midnight, and they don't even wake up. They just drink.
And then they're just.
Yeah, like Bert.
Yeah.
And then I just go up to Bert, give him some vodka.
That's exactly what he wants.
You got to hand it to Bert for being rich. He's shooting movies. He's hanging out with Snoop Dogg, and he's still like a normal, nice fat guy.
Yeah, he really is.
And I appreciate that, and I'll never forget it. Some guys, they got one fucking T-shirt sale, and they're like, "All right, I'll see you in hell." You're like, hey, thanks.
Yeah.
But thanks, Tim Dillon. But yeah, no, I'm just kidding. Tim Dillon is a very funny gay man. But Bert is super cool, and I was like, he's like, hey, you want to go to Europe? And I'm like, trip to Europe, paid to do comedy, drinking, the whole thing. I'm in. When am I going to Europe? It was challenging.
Really?
Well, I like to drink as much as the next guy, but I'm a normal human being who gets hungover and is an introvert and likes being alone and all that.
Yeah.
And Bert's like drinking all night, shots, eating pizza at 5 a.m., then waking up at 9 a.m., hitting the treadmill with a Coors Light. And I'm like, I'm shitting blood. I'm trembling. I'm foaming at the mouth. I'm in a Coke den with 2 naked guys. I'm like, what happened? How'd we get here? And he's like, hey, I'm at the gym, then I'm going to do some promo. You want to be in my video where we roller skate in our panties? I'm like, I'm going to kill myself. This is day 2. And we got a flight tomorrow at 7 a.m. to Copenhagen, and I don't know how we're going to do this.
Yeah, I think about, like, I would never be able to tour with him. Like the way that I've done vacation with him, and I did a 1-day trip to San Francisco with him where he picked me up at 7 a.m. with a 32-ounce vodka soda.
There you go.
And then we went to the airport and we went to the bar and they're like, Bert! Like the bartenders were like, Bert!
Yeah.
And
he likes it. We run from that. We go, this guy knows us. Let's go to a different place.
Drinks a couple there, get on the plane. He was like, double it and then keep them coming.
Yeah.
And so they brought him. And like, I'm drinking 1 for every 2 or 3 that he's drinking.
Yes.
We get to the hotel at, I don't know, like noon or 11 a.m. And I was like, I'm going to go like take a nap.
Yeah.
And I go, what about you? He goes, I'll be right here. And I'm sitting at the bar. And I see him like 3 hours later. And here's the thing. We drank all the rest of the day.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I mean, I'm just like,
yes,
like this. And I go, what are you going to do? He's like, doesn't it feel great? Like, just keep that buzz going.
No.
And I go, I'm so tired.
Right.
And he goes, oh no, like I feel, and he looks fine.
He looks great.
Fine.
Yeah.
Like,
He's shirtless at a 5-star restaurant eating steak and taking photos with everybody.
Yeah.
And I want to kill myself. I just want to go home, but he can do it. And you're the whole time selfishly, I don't know, 13 days in, I'm like, he's gonna crack. There's got to be some point where he's gonna fall into a ball of tears at some point, and he never did.
And the energy stays here.
Yes.
Like he doesn't have that drag. Like
no drag.
No, he's just like you go. I think there's something to this Mickey Mantle gene, man.
No doubt about it. I mean, when I saw that fat on the elliptical, I was pissed. I was like, God damn it. And then we did 3 shows that night or 2 shows that night, and he pulls it off. Then he sells merch. Then he does photos. Then he signs posters. I mean,
and then he's like, hey to the audience, do you guys want to come out with me? And you're like, what are you doing? And then tells them all to come to a bar, and then we'll hang out, photograph shots with everybody at the bar, and you're like, how do you do this?
I don't know how he does it, and it's damn impressive.
It's like he has Joe Rogan's drive for exercise for drinking and meeting people.
I love him. I mean, we go way back, and he took me to Europe when I had nothing. I did Fully Loaded pretty much every year.
Did you ever have, I'm assuming you've had long nights with him, right?
Oh my God. So many nights in Europe were wild. We went to a strip club in Copenhagen, I think, called the Waterloo. And he's getting a lap dance FaceTiming Leanne. And you're like, this is crazy. I mean, he came to my bachelor party. That was insane. And he's one of those guys who'll get drunk at the show and then be like, we're going to the bar, and he'll be like, after party at this bar. And I'm like, we're going somewhere else, right? And he's like, no, we're going there.
That, to me, was always the mark of lunacy with that guy. Was when he like started to like really sell tickets. I'd see a video, and I was like, what's going on in that bar? He's like, oh, at the end of my show, I told everyone, let's go to this bar. I'm like, you told the show to go to the bar.
That's insane.
It's insane.
Yeah. But
and he's like, and I stayed there till like 3 a.m. and I, bought shots for. I'm like, you're crazy, bro.
And he likes it. It's not like
he loves it.
Oh, I got to do this for my fans. He's like, no, let's get in there.
One time, Joe had sent us, like, we did I think it was the weight loss contest or something. And they're like, what do you want to go to? It was like, I'll send you to like a sporting event, right? So I was like, okay, let's go see the Warriors Cavs play San Francisco.
Yeah.
And it's just me and him. We fly to San Francisco, stay in the hotel, and we go to the game. It's a fun game. It was like LeBron, Steph. It was a fun game to watch. And then we're back at the hotel. He's like, all right, we found like a rooftop balcony or something. And we were smoking cigars, having a couple drinks. And then he's like, I go, all right, well, I'm going to go to bed. And he was like, why? I go, I don't know. I mean, it's whatever. It's midnight or 1 or something. He's like, but don't you want to like just keep this feeling going?
Oh,
I'm
boy.
Like, what? He's like, you know what I mean? Like that whole like there's like that buzz.
Yeah.
And he describes it in such a like romantic way.
Sure.
I was like, I go, no, I was just thinking about going to sleep. And he was like, no, stay.
Yeah.
I'm like, all right. So I stay like a little while longer. And I'm like, how about now? He's like, let's just stay here. I'm like, do you want to just live on the roof?
Yeah. And you're like, go see your children. You have never talked about your daughters this way, Bert.
I just was like, to me, I'm like, everything is just based on being tired. I'm like, aren't you just tired? And he's like, no.
He isn't. That's why he has to tour with like younger people.
Yeah.
Because they can keep up with him. The guy's fucking athletic. I mean, we would do ski trips every year, and he'd be like, I'm gonna snowboard today. And we're like, oh, wow. And then he would snowboard better than us. And then he'd be like, I'm going to ski today. And it's crazy. And he's like drinking a beer on the slopes and then, bam, out there.
Yeah. He has like really great body control.
Yes.
Yes. Crazy hand-eye coordination.
He'll skid off on the snow and then take a photo with a guy and then go back out there.
It's insane.
It's crazy. It's going to be sad when he's gone.
It's going to be a shock.
Yeah.
But then it won't be, because you'll be like, oh, yeah, he was supposed to be dead for a while.
That funeral's going to be weird. Like, we knew. That's going to be the eulogy.
Yeah, you'll be like, I spent a lot of time with him, and I always thought he was going to be dead.
Yeah. It's annoying. It's like the guy, who doesn't gain weight, he eats at the buffet, he eats ass, he eats pussy, never gains weight, and then, he's just always skinny. He's that guy with booze and career.
Right, because you've toured with him also before. You did like European stuff.
Europe, all that.
Yeah.
So I've seen Bert at the height, but now it's weird. He's like, I did his pod like 2 days ago. He's lost weight.
Yeah.
He's on Ozempic or some shit. He looks amazing.
So, because I talked to him this morning, and he's like, I'm down like 15 pounds.
Wow.
In like 10 days.
That's insane.
That's how crazy he was pushing it. The 10 days of clean eating and drinking.
It's just
15
sodium.
pounds
I bet
fall
you
off.
it's bloat and sodium.
A lot of it.
That's what it is.
Water,
And Tito's.
retention. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
It's all His face was this big. His gut was out to here.
Yeah.
I mean, it was crazy. But he's looking. He's like, I'm keto now. I'm like, what is this? 2016?
Yeah.
You just heard about keto?
Yes.
He looks amazing. It's crazy.
Ketogenic
Burst so fat, I
diet.
thought he was a Chinese guy. That's Joey Diaz.
Because the face gets all
His
squished.
face does get squished.
Yeah.
I said, who's this Chinese guy hanging out at the store?
Diaz is there and Big J and
Diaz is going to give you guys all f***ing stars,
I can't with that shit.
Dude,
I'm gonna fake.
You know what he'll do? He'll do that. He'll be like, "What are you, fucking Momo?" And then he'll be like, "You're not gonna do it."
Yeah.
Like a little chick in a
Twink.
skirt, and then he'll cut a corner off, eat that.
Okay.
And you'll be like, "All right," and then an hour later, you'll be like,
Have you done that with him?
"Yeah, dude."
I can't do that
Nightmare.
shit.
Dude,
I freak out.
So I did his podcast. This is like, I don't know how many, like 7-8 years ago. He's like, "Eat one of these." I'm like, "No." And he's like, "Why not?" I'm like, "Because it's a fuck 800 milligrams, dude."
Yeah.
So he cuts a corner off. Like I'm telling you, he's like, "Eat that." And I'm like, "All right." Like that's literally, it's like you could put it between these two little things, and it tastes like you're eating a crumb of a cookie or something.
Right.
So I'm like, this is fine. I sit there, we do the podcast like this. By the end of it, I'm like, and I don't realize how f***ed up I am, right? I'm like, all right, it's good to see you, man. I go downstairs. I have my car out front,
I get on, I put on the directions, and it's like, make a right onto the freeway. And I drive straight, and I was like, oh shit, it was right there. So I go, all right, I'll turn around. So I turn around, and now it says make a left on the freeway. I drive past it again. I'm like, mother.
Oh boy.
So then I turn around again, and as I'm pulling up to that entrance, I'm not doing anything wrong, but I look to my left, and it's LAPD, and I'm like, like I'm just like panicked, you know?
Oh yeah.
So instead of turning on the freeway, I'm like, don't get on the freeway. You're too fucked up. I just go straight. I pull onto Ventura, which is like the big street in the valley. I pull into a Ralph's parking lot, and I just put the car in park, and I'm like, fuck. And I just turn my head to the right, and in the car next to me, looking at me like this, is Dice.
What? No way.
Yes, I swear to God. And I'm like, I feel like, I'm tripping right now.
Yeah,
I'm just out of my mind. And I'm like, there's no way I can drive, right? There's no way I can drive. So I call an Uber.
You left your car?
Yeah, I left my car at the Ralph's.
Wow.
And I'm so up that, like, first of all, the Uber driver is a woman, which is pretty, like, kind of rare, I guess. And I'm like, I'm cool, don't worry. And she's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, there's no way I could do this right now. I keep telling her, I'm like, there's no way I could do this. She's like, okay. And I'm like, because I'm like super fucked up. And she's like, great. And I just keep repeating it to her. I'm like, yeah, I was like, just all the turns you made, there's no way I could handle it. She's like, all right, man. Like,
meanwhile, Diaz is doing his taxes. He's not even phased at all.
He's fine. And he also ate like 3.
Ah.
Yeah. And what he would do is he would, the funny thing, he would do the podcast. He would talk at you for like 70 minutes straight. And then I was robbing this guy in San Francisco. And then you're like, God.
I remember doing his pot. Literally, I got so many messages. Don't take the drugs.
Oh, dude.
I got all those messages. Don't take the drugs. I was like, all right.
He talks so much, and you actually feel like you're like at a show or something, right? You're like, you're listening to him,
right.
And then like you're so like kind of mesmerized by all the wild shit he said, and then he's like, "What's going on with you?" And you're like, "After that," like, and then I'm like, "I don't know. I just I have a book out," and then you look at him, and he's like.
Oh, yeah.
He's like zonked.
Well, you know what's crazy is that like you're doing Colbert. It's like we're sending a COVID nurse. We're going to take care of you. You do Joey's podcast. You're going to get drugged.
Right.
More people might listen to this.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Crazy.
Good
Crazy.
point.
That's crazy to me.
This guy's kidnapped a person. He has an Uzi.
Yeah. This guy pled down from armed kidnapping.
Wow.
Yeah. Armed
That's
kidnapping.
a credit.
He was supposed to do 25 years.
Damn.
Wow.
Yeah.
How do you get out of it?
The lawyers, he got a plea offer.
He gave him a crumb.
If he pled guilty to a lesser charge, and he took it, and
Wow.
It's funny what we get in trouble for. People are like, he said this on a podcast. You're like, well, he also put a person in a truck. You're like, that's fine.
Yeah, he had an Uzi with him.
I did Mexico City for New Year's, and the wife got the Montezuma. It is every 30 seconds. It was just full-on mudslide.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Mexico City's pretty cool, though, right?
Great. I don't know why they're leaving.
So people don't know, I feel like, because you have an idea of what just all of Mexico must be like. I think a lot of people don't realize that Mexico City is like, it's a
booming metropolis.
This is a world-class city. I mean,
Yeah.
it has everything.
Completely.
It has everything.
But it is a little weird. You got skyscrapers and all these great restaurants, but I can't drink the water.
Yeah,
It feels a little wrong.
And they're
But
right. They're
it's
serious
not that you
about
can't.
that.
You just won't. You need to get used to it.
Is that what it is?
Like the locals. I mean, they all drink it. Maybe give yourself a few months to get used to the
Well,
internal
yeah.
parasites.
But that's
and you'll be
like,
just fine.
Yes.
getting your venom tolerance up.
Right.
You need to have a couple sips at a time.
Yeah, she got it from ice.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I've had it too.
That was
Usually what gets them.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, dude, that could totally happen to anybody, I feel like in your
Yeah.
20s. How did it not happen to all of us?
I've had it on the dick. the BJ.
Yeah. And she
When
puked.
she was
No, I was blowing him. No. Yeah, just like a little gag, like, "Ugh," and then a little came out, like some
wow.
yellow stuff.
bile. Was she drunk? Or...
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. We all were.
Now, what do you think of somebody who is doing bi stuff while they're drunk? Is that legit or is that a cover?
Oh, interesting. Well, every girl didn't you do that in college?
Yeah,
the makeout.
standard
Yeah.
in the 90s for
Yeah.
girls, I feel like. But for men, it's a big leap in society to
Good
go
point.
with a dude.
Yeah, so that's a gay.
It's gay. It means you really, really want that dick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
To go against society that harsh.
And then you can be like, it's because I'm drunk.
Yeah.
It's your perfect cover.
It's a good out.
Yeah.
Have you done it?
Yeah, guys, drunk. Yeah. Yeah.
It doesn't count.
How do you think you met Josh Potter?
Yeah. Josh blew me when I was hammered. And he was like, you're a guy, I'm blind. And I was like, we both have a story. It's fine. It's fine.
There you go. The homophobia, I don't understand because I'm like, what a great life.
The best.
You're at a rest stop and you're like, I'm going to get a Snickers and a head and then go back in the car and drive 6 hours.
And he was married to another guy.
Yeah.
And like, I'm like, what is your husband? He's like, he knows what's up. Like we're the same. We need to fuck.
That's why AIDS was invented.
Yeah.
Just to have a payback.
Yep.
You know, we got to win somewhere.
For your awesome lifestyle. Boys.
Yeah, exactly. Magic Johnson's still living.
Crazy.
He beat Kobe.
He
All right, unlike him, that joke landed. All right, we're having fun. Suck it, Ari. That's a Kobe joke that got laughs, you fucking heeb.
Stupid Ari.
I know, yeah. Drug yourself, bitch. All right. Sorry, that's like 4 years old.
So, no, he deserves it. Give it to him. Steve Irwin died because that stinger went into his heart.
Which is so crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, he was swimming over one, and of all the places that stinger could have went, it went right into his heart.
Yeah.
Holy moly.
It was just the freakiest
So
of freak
it's like someone
accidents.
stabbing you right there. You know?
Damn.
These stingrays are no joke. I don't
Yeah.
know why they put them where little kids touching them and stuff.
I know.
They suck. These are the assholes of the sea, right?
Well,
the murderers.
as David tells us,
Yeah.
the Puerto
Puerto
Ricans
Ricans
of
of
the
the
Best
sea.
joke
Yeah.
ever,
Great joke.
and I can't forget it.
Great
With the
joke.
Switchblade like
joke.
quickness. Yeah. I still remember. You see him all the time, but like for
Such
me,
a
it's
good joke.
much less frequent to see him. Even like his stuff, by the way, I was saying that like it's so fun to be around him in the green room because he'll with you, but in a fun way. Like
Sure.
he was like, "You doing the late show?" And I was like, "No, I got to get home. I got to get up tomorrow." He's like, "Oh, you got a busy morning."
Yeah, yeah.
Like he does the. I was like, "What?" But it's fun.
It's fun,
that
but
somebody's doing that to you.
You're also
But-
like, oh God, I hope he doesn't hate me.
I even remember 2008. 2008. I remember this because every like Attell thing for me is like locked into memory.
Yeah.
Because I remember I opened for him in 2005. I opened for him the next year, and then in 2008 I was in Las Vegas doing what at the time was called the Las Vegas Comedy Festival. 2008 was an Olympic year, and he was like, "Ladies, I bet you want to that Michael Phelps, huh?" And they're like, "No." He goes, "You would if you were drowning." Like the setup and the, it was so funny, man.
He's the king.
He's so funny.
I saw him once. This is my favorite to tell on. I've got 30 of them, and I've said this before. But he goes, two Hispanic women weren't laughing, and they were just kind of like hating him. And he goes, "What happened, ladies? Did Selena die again?" And I was like, this is the funniest thing I've ever heard. And just the idea of this old Jewish guy knows about Selena. I mean, it's so good.
Again, too. It's so funny.
Ah, the king.
Yeah.
He goes,
yes.
"What do you do?" The guy goes, "I work for Nickelodeon." He goes, "No wonder I'm hard." I mean, he was the quickest.
Yeah, so
Or he is the quickest.
The Brea Improv for me is where I like first did a feature set.
Whoa.
Who did you feature for?
Actually, the very first time was
Cosby?
I got promoted during the weekend.
Oh, bad host?
Well, had a rough go.
Okay.
It was Attell.
Wow.
Yeah,
What?
Damn.
yeah,
Well, that's got to feel good to get promoted
yeah. It was
with Attell.
Yeah,
The king.
and I was like a child, like you know, like a kid with like LeBron. I was like staring at him. He's like, "Do you ever blink?" Like shit like that, you know? In
Yeah.
the green room and like
He gets more shout outs on this podcast than I think any comic.
I have a like whole chapter about him. in my book.
I've told your story, that actor thing. I've told that on this podcast. That's such. Have you heard that?
What?
I think I told it on this one.
podcast. I don't think we told it on this podcast.
Well, I'll let you tell it because it's so good.
Oh yeah, because so that weekend I got to end up featuring for him, and it was my first time featuring a weekend for the improvs and for anyone. I was like, I'm a feature now. Like it was amazing, right? And then I started to get work from them like that, and then the next year, so like a year has gone by, I get a call. I'm working a day job. They're like, "Hey, do you want to work like this coming weekend at the Improv in Brea?" I was like, "Yeah, sure." They go, "You've been requested."
Woo!
And I was like, "Oh, by who?" And they go, "Dave Attell." And I'm like,
Wow.
"No." Right? So I was like, yes. I'm working the weekend, and I'm like, now I'm a little more confident, and
I start, you know, I think we do like Thursday show, and then after the first show Friday, we're in the green room, and he was like, you don't have 20 new minutes? And I was like, what? And he's like, I mean, you did some of those jokes last year. And I was like, oh. Yeah, I guess. He goes, I mean, do you want to be like an actor or something?
Oh my God.
From him. Hearing that from him.
You did tell this.
Yeah.
That is
wow.
And I was
brutal.
like, I mean, kind of, yeah.
I play like...
I started taking lessons a month and a half ago.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Me too.
Really?
Well, I'm doing it my own lessons, which is a bad idea because I'm just basically playing Guitar Hero.
Yeah.
I put my phone up to it and it has like the YouTube.
Yeah.
And it says BC and I'm doing that, but it's something.
It's something. It's definitely a healthy. Like I really dig it.
Yeah, me too.
So there was the piano teacher was teaching my kids, and then one day I was like, "Hey, do you teach adults?"
Yeah.
She was like, "Yeah,
Retarded ones.
yeah, like yourself."
Yeah.
Are you retarded?
So that's my mom. By the
Oh,
way.
really?
Yeah, that's my mom. Yeah.
That was great.
Yeah. That's
Cool
her.
mom.
retarded.
Okay.
Retarded with an
her.
accent is
Yeah.
wow.
She never learned certain things that like, oh, like you can't, like one time she'll probably kill me for telling this. She was at the house
N-word?
and no, she's
great.
like, what does that mean? Like you can get her to say it. But she was at the house with a friend of hers. I'm sitting there talking to them and she goes, you know, and then she says her friend's name, she goes, you know, so-and-so has to go do this thing because, you know, her son is retarded. And I was like, and I just went like this. I tried to cover my mouth and I was like, yeah. And I just turned around because I was going to laugh out loud.
Yeah.
And then she comes into the room. She goes, why are you laughing? I go, because you just called the lady's son retarded in front of her. And she's like, what am I supposed to call him? I'm like, well, I get it, but it's because she didn't know, like, if you're talking about somebody with like, if he just has like a severe learning disability, but in Spanish, you would just say that.
Sure.
So she just said it. And I was like, yeah, you can see the lady, she goes, he has some problems. I was like, okay. So sometimes like if we're at a stoplight and I see somebody with like, I don't know, MS, you know, like crossing the street.
Oh yeah.
So it's like it's a severe limp. I'll just be like, can you leave this guy's drunk like at fucking 10 in the morning? And she'll be like, drunk? He's disabled. And I go, nah, this is a drinker, you know, just to like fire her up.
Yeah.
And so we were at the grocery store, and this guy who's clearly disabled, bags the groceries, right? And we go out to the car, and I go, something was off about that guy. And she was like, what? And I go, right, something was like off about him. She goes, he's retarded. And I go, no. But like, I couldn't tell what it was, but didn't you sense that he wasn't all there? And she's like, yes. You mean the retarded guy? I'm like, no. But like, you pick up on something, and she's like, yeah, the retarded part. And I'm like, no. But you can just walk her into these things. Because she's so gullible.
Yeah. Soon she's going to be like, my son doesn't see retarded. He must be retarded. He must be one of them.
Oh, she thinks I'm fully retarded.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. For me, one is so much more like me.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
It's two boys?
Two boys,
okay.
Yeah, one of them is like, I mean, he looks like me. He does like so many of, like, it's so funny. Like, he's a kid. And he's like, I sleep in boxers. And he's like, since he's 4, he takes his shirt off and he gets in his little shorts and he does shit like that, like puts his hand behind his head. Like all the stuff that I did and do and my dad did. Saying the kid also sleeps with an eye mask, which I'm like, what the fuck?
Whoa.
He's like, I can't have any light, which is exactly how I am.
Wow.
Yeah,
he's
same
a little
thing.
diva.
And all the, like you said, little gestures.
Yeah.
And then when he like snaps at something, like he's like, oh, for sake. Like
Oh,
Christina will
geez.
look at me and she'll be like, that's you.
Whoa. So do you like him more or like him less because he's like you?
I guess I
don't want my kid to be like me at all.
No, I mean, it entertains you in a way. And then what you see sometimes, I think, that is like the real mind, they're displaying one of your behaviors that is not flattering.
Oh,
you know?
right.
And then I go, oh, that's what I do. And that's not great.
He's jerking off at a playground. You're like, that's me. God
me.
damn it.
God damn it. I got to rein that in.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the longest? Any has gone record days without shitting before. Are you back to your old shitting schedule or are you still going a long time now?
I'd say it's probably a compromise in between both. Somewhere in the middle now.
How many days is it average now?
2 or 3.
2 or 3 days without shitting.
Oh, that's amazing.
But it used to be much longer.
Oh yeah. I mean, there was that November where I literally just saw if I could do it for 30 days and did it. But
what?
Yeah,
it's not smart.
30 days?
Yeah,
he was typically going 2 weeks. He was shitting once every 2 weeks.
I'm fucking insane. I don't know.
Yeah.
Problems, you know what I'm saying? No, she's 100% right though, and I learned that kind of younger when I learned what fiber was and what that does. Didn't know, and I ate like a muffin that they said had a bunch of fiber in it, and I didn't really know, and I ended up at I think of a Pollo Loco or something, and I just don't go to the bathroom in public. I just don't. Like,
you only go at home. Yeah, he's got like shit phobia stuff.
You're one of those guys.
Deep problems. But so if I have to, I mean, it literally exploded out when I got
really.
Yeah, because there's already so much.
So it wasn't
pressure.
logs though. It was just like spray.
It was spray.
Okay.
Like a civil rights fire hose. Damn.
Yeah.
I always say women should have to hit on us after sex because we bring the heat. We're doing stories and jokes and trying to get charming and all that, and then we go back to your house. We have sex. It's amazing, and then men want to leave, and this is when you should have to be like, all right, what's your sign?
Yeah.
Like what's your favorite movie? Because we did it. Now we want to leave. And now you're in our shoes.
Yeah, take over. You take the lead now.
Over.
Yeah. You saw what I did this whole time.
Yes.
And I'm literally out of cum. I don't have any left.
I'm out.
That's all my juice. That's my power. That's my inspiration is gone.
Right. And they're like, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I got nothing. You come up with something.
Yeah.
I used everything I had over there.
Yeah, I think we should put this message out there more. Ladies, it's time to step it up.
Step it up after. After, because you had a free ride before, because the guy was like, hey, let's get dinner. What do you do for a living? Here's a funny story about that. Here's a joke. Now it's your turn.
Yeah. I remember, by the way, the one time that I got picked up by a chick in New York. It was on St. Patty's Day.
Yeah.
And she came over. I'm with a friend, and these 2 girls, cute came over, sat on our laps, and they were like, you guys are cute. And we were like,
wow,
okay.
It's that easy.
Dude, it was so amazing. They took us back to their place. They had like some fucking 3-bedroom, like nice midtown apartment. I was like, holy shit. I go in with this girl. He goes in with the other girl. We have sex. I know, this is amazing.
Were they in a blackout? I mean, it's St. Patty's.
It's St. Patty's. No, they were like, here's the funny part was, I can't believe it's happening. Because I didn't try to do this. Usually my life was like trying, right?
You get one of these in life, dude, and this is yours.
Well, this is how it ends up. So we have sex. It's not amazing, but it's, it's sex.
Sure.
And then when we were done, we're like laying there in her bed, and she's like, whatever. And I start saying something. I don't remember what I said, but I'm like, yeah, did you see, the blah, blah, blah. And she goes, you don't have to talk. And I was like, what? And then I go, okay. And I went to sleep. And then the next morning, she was like, yeah, I'm making some eggs if you want them. And I was like, okay. And then it was like, then I run into my friend in their, I'm like, how was your night? He's like, I got blown like 3 times. How about you? I was like, I don't know. He's like,
this is Woman of the Year.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Caitlyn Jenner. This is it.
Yeah.
Holy shit. Uh-oh. Guy's breathing heavy.
Yeah.
This is amazing, Tom. Yeah, this is a new lane you've been sending me on. You
guys that don't know how it works.
You sent me a guy yesterday who was breathing, just staring.
You know what's crazy? This guy has 1 post, and I think he has like 140,000 followers. It's just this video.
It looks like he's waiting for the mothership website to load to buy tickets. Come on.
I'm a big Rogan fan. Yeah. You realize how many people out there that are like this guy think that Joe is talking to them?
I know.
I just need to meet him. I just need to connect.
Mentally ill, you mean?
We've all had that fan who writes to you.
Yeah.
They're like, if we hung out, give me one chance, we'll get a beer. I guarantee we'll be friends for life.
And then I have like these interstitial things about flights where I've sat next to celebrities, but it's all black celebrities. Chris Tucker, Bruce, Serena Williams.
We talk about Chris Tucker on here a lot too.
You do?
We love Tucker.
Money Talks, Friday, Rush Hour.
Dude, my Chris Tucker story is it is one of my favorite ones because I
am sitting next to him and I don't say anything to him.
Chris Tucker.
He's right next to me, right? And I had seen him at the gate and I didn't say anything there.
Wow.
And we're just sitting there and as the plane is taking off and we're both facing forward, I just hear him in his very distinct voice. He goes, "Should I do another Rush Hour?"
To himself?
Well, that's the thing. I'm like, he's definitely talking to I saw him talking to the guy who's behind me now in the gate. Yeah. So I'm like, he must be talking to that guy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, and then I just turn and he's just looking at me. And I'm like, you're asking me, dude? So I go, I don't know, man. This is verbatim. I go,
what?
I don't know. He goes, yeah. He goes, I was in Beijing last week. He goes, I'm walking through the streets. I see Jackie Chan. He goes, what are you doing here? I go, I'm here to see you. And I go, sounds like the next Rush Hour to me. He goes, I think you're right. And then I'm like, yeah. He goes, yeah, I'm gonna. He starts writing back. I go, you just consulted with me on how to do this or whether to do this.
Was he aware of you being a comedian and all that?
I tell him next. I go, yeah. I go, I did this show because we were actually on an amphitheater show the night before, but never met. He closed out the first half. It was 20,000 people.
Wow.
And I
this
arrived.
Oddball or something? What was
it? Was
this?
It was like a one-off thing.
Okay.
But it was like Chappelle, and I never met him. I didn't even see him. They just were like, Chris Tucker was here, but I didn't since I didn't meet him, I didn't start by I just kind of let it go.
Yeah.
And then I go, yeah, I was on that show last night. He goes, what? And I'm like, yeah, man. I go, I did the second half, and I go, I did way later, and I heard you did great, that kind of thing. And then he's like, yeah. He goes, yeah, I got this thing on Netflix. And I go, yeah, I have things on Netflix. He goes, for real? I go, so now you're done. I go, so now you're going to see your ticket sales are going to go up and, you just got to go work out that new hour. And he's like, where? And I go, in clubs. He goes, what kind of clubs? I'm like, comedy clubs.
Wasn't he a comedian?
Yeah, I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, which ones? I go, I start
You're explaining comedy to Chris Tucker?
I'm telling him the clubs.
Amazing.
And then he goes, will you send me that list? I go, of the nation's comedy clubs?
I see him at clubs sometimes. I see his poster up now.
Yeah.
Really?
I was just at the Charlotte Comedy Zone, and then Chris Tucker's face.
He's like,
wow.
He gave me his phone number.
Wow.
He's like, so I text him. I'm like, you need to go to here, here, and here. He's like, all right, thanks, man.
Has he done your mom's house?
No.
You got to get him on, dude.
I know.
Well,
that would be amazing.
the worst part is you ate a star and none of that happened.
Yeah. I feel like we are taking people like Tom Cruise for granted. And he is a gift to entertainment.
Yes.
He is a one of one. I was just thinking about how that guy's entire life has been basically dedicated for the most part to just entertaining us.
Right.
And he's willing to die.
Yeah.
To give us hey, that was a good movie. He's willing to die. Dude.
Yeah, movies are literally over. And he's like, I'll save him. I'll fly off this cliff in a motorcycle.
It's insane.
At 68.
What
is he?
He's 62 now, I think.
Oh my God, he still looks great.
He looks great.
And he's doing all the stunts, and we're on Mission Impossible 40.
It's did you see the latest one?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
I went because I wanted to see it before it was out of IMAX, and because it's only they're usually only at IMAX for a couple weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And I went first. It's long as shit. It's a 3-hour Mission Impossible.
What are they doing with that?
I think they were just trying to put a button on the franchise for him. There's a lot of flashback stuff and tying things together. I think it was story-wise a little convoluted.
Yeah,
but him putting on a show for us. And you're just watching this shit go down. You're like, this dude really just wants to give us incredible entertainment. There's nobody like him.
No.
There's nobody there's actors who are obviously great actors, and they're like, yeah, I'll do this movie.
Sure.
And I'll say my lines and stand on my marks.
Yeah.
But this guy's climbing on a plane. It's not CGI. He's
I know.
on a plane, hanging off of the wing with a wire.
Right.
They're just stunt showcases.
Exactly.
They know they shoot. What I've heard is that they shoot them first.
Whoa.
So that he goes you know what we haven't done? Me hanging off of a single engine plane.
Right.
And then they're like, cool. And they shoot it, and then they're like, all right, now let's figure out a story of how I ended up on that, doing that.
Wow. So it's basically
they reverse
Jackass.
engineer it. Yeah.
It's Jackass on another level. It's I'm not going to run into a bull cage. I'm going to fly off a plane.
Yeah.
Wow.
We should just put them in like crazier situations. Like, let's put them in Gaza.
Thank you so much for watching this video, and check out the end screen to watch our most recent interviews with both Mark Norman and Tom Segura, 2 reoccurring guests right here on Joke World, where we provide around-the-clock comedy news coverage to keep you in the loop with all your favorite comedians. But it only works if you press subscribe.
At Joke World. That's it, at Joke World.
And the world is WRLD.
That's a great YouTube channel, Joke World. Check it out.